Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris and Minister of Finance spearheaded the Fiscal Incentive Amendment Bill 2019 into law when Parliament met to consider changes to the Fiscal Incentives Act that was first passed in 1974. The amendments come in response to pressure being placed on the government via the European Union Code of Conduct Group, which assessed the tax governance in St. Kitts and Nevis, demanding certain changes by 31st December if the country is to avoid being blacklisted. Speaking in the National Assembly on the 27th of December, Prime Minister Harris described the demands of the European group as onerous on small states.
I want to make it clear that these demands for all countries, especially small island states, are onerous because they impose upon our already limited human resource pool in order to ensure that we protect the reputation of our country. And so our legal drafting team, our persons, technicians, technical minds in the Ministry of Finance had to get together, get an understanding of the concern, and attempt to work their way through those concerns with a view eventually for us to be able to have this bill to bring to the Parliament.
The bill amended the definition of an enclave enterprise as described in the 1974 Incentives Act, removing the requirement to produce goods only for export, thus allowing these manufacturing facilities to sell their goods in the CARICOM and domestic markets. The second amendment repealed the export allowance of the old Incentive Act. The amendment to this section prohibits new claimants for export allowance starting at the beginning of 2020. However, for existing manufacturers, they have until the end of 2022 to make claims for export allowance. The third amendment involves the insertion of a provision to declare that the rules of profit attribution of the income tax applies equally to companies operating under the Fiscal Incentives Act. With these amendments, however, the ability to attract certain kinds of foreign investment is diminished. Glenn Barrett for SKN Newsline.